That would be great. Cool. And then, hi, welcome. So I started the video late. I'll talk to you later. Okay. So, yeah, so we've talked about card talk and making it really visual for those people, helping students to shine. We talked about movement. There's lots of ways to do movement. Games, card games, spot it. Any other ideas, any go-to moves that you like for classroom management?
I do this I teach ballet too to little kids.
Yes.
I've been doing this with them, and you do it in your class, and I see it work where if they're like getting rowdy and they're talking, you just like do the, okay, Miss Hannah says, touch your nose. Miss Hannah says, touch your nose. Miss Hannah says, touch the sky. Miss Hannah says, tickle your friend, or whatever. And then like, you can like let them be silly, but then end on a like, okay, like Miss Hannah says, like, crisscross applesauce in your pockets.
Like Simon says,
and,
or
Malud says, or Frederic says.
Yeah, and it I think works really well because like you just start doing it. And
totally.
You don't, like make them look at you first, like and then eventually they'll like all because they don't want to not.
Yes.
They don't want to lose.
Yeah, they want to be with you.
Yeah, they want to be with you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's brilliant.
So that helps a lot.
Cool. Any last call for any other ones? And not last call, but
what's another one for them to what's another one that you could think of for when they do get rowdy?
I got some. Yes.
Yeah.
So I do a call and response. Have you so call and response, we did it a few weeks ago when we did our training. So I established on the first day what my call and response will be for the first 8 weeks, or maybe if they master it, I'll do 4 weeks maybe and move on to something different. So I'll say it can be anything. It can be like I do hola hola and they have to say Inca Cola. Hola, hola, Inca Cola. Hola, hola, Inca Cola. And I keep saying it until they're all saying it back to me, Inca Cola. And so it's like the classic teacher thing, if you can hear my voice, clap 2 times. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Things like that.
Or you say something like macaroni and they have to say cheese.
Yeah.
Or spaghetti and meatball.
Totally. Yeah.
They're all right there.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Peanut butter, jelly. Yeah, like whatever. Yeah. It can be literally anything that ideally it rhymes, but it doesn't have to be. It can be just like a pairing. I have one that I got from a song that I just made up. It's eyes here with me. Ojos aquí conmigo. And I teach them what that means. And then I usually spend some time talking about how the response is in, is that a contigo? Yeah. So I talk about the water bottles are with you. Mm-hmm. Don't leave without your water bottle. And I get really dramatic about it. I'm like, llévala contigo. And they're like, okay, I'll bring my water bottle with me. But it the brand Contigo means with you in Spanish. I don't know if they meant it that way.
I don't know. I always laugh at that.
I know, it's kind of funny. So I say it really dramatically. I'm like, ojos aquí conmigo. And then they just have to say contigo, with you. Contigo. I got it from a Senor Woolley song. Spanish teacher, this guy. Ooh, Senor Woolley. Look him up. He's amazing. Senor Woolley. Very sarcastic. Yes, very dark humor too. Not appropriate for some children. You could scare them. Okay, so yeah, call and response. If you ever want to Google one for Turkish or Google one for French or Mandarin, there's tons of ideas out there. German as well. So there's tons. Call and response. It can be literally anything, but it's meant to get them knowing that it's time to focus, or we're switching gears, or I need your attention. There's a safety concern, whatever it is. Any questions about that?
I just want to add something.
Go ahead.
So I think before all this, we the first thing I would do after introduce myself.
Yes.
It's important that you have to tell them what are your expectations.
Yes.
They need to know that before all this starts, because they all come from different classrooms and they have different teachers. They have different expectations from each teacher. So they have to know what you like and what you allows. Because
Yes,
one of the child can be very disrespectful,
totally.
and then you need to let them know what are the consequences if you
Yes.
choose not to participate, where we need to go after this.
Yes.
Because if you don't have your own rules, then they can do however they want.
Yes.
Yeah. And they might not necessarily listen to you. Yeah.
That's a great point. One of the things that I might spend doing, it depends on the class. Like if I know the kids really well already and they've been with me for a while, I may not do that, spend as much time doing this. But when I have students for the first time ever, they've never met me, they don't know what I do, they don't know who I am at all, I spend time norming. And I actually have them in English come up with the rules. Or the norms, because I want them to buy in to whatever I'm doing. If I'm not, I'm like, what are some things that you like in your classes? And you'll always get those kids who are like, I like it when people are quiet when the teacher is speaking. Like you're going to get them, they're going to say the things you want them to say. Like I like when everyone is respectful to each other. I like it when we, follow the rules, like whatever it is, I like it when we, maybe speak Mandarin or when we speak German, whatever. So you'll get them. What I usually have 3 norms that I guide them toward, or actually right now I have 4. So one is like, stay in the target language. My second one is always, respect each other, respect everyone. So stay in the target language, respect everyone, and then what was my third one? I have them on here. But you could probably guess what you want them all to like, and then anytime you have trouble, like let's say 10 weeks in, in February, you've started classes again and you're starting to struggle, they're like way too comfortable, then you can go back to these norms that they created and say, look, you made these. Like, do you remember you made these? And remember, Deshawn, you said you were the one who really, and I may not call that kid out in front of the whole class, but unless they're like, I'm like, yeah, Deshawn has been really respectful, like he's been respecting everyone. I love that. Yeah. So, and then I'll do that in private as well. I might say, little Susie, you're an amazing part of this class. I love having you here. And I'll say it in English because I want them with me. So I'll be like, do you remember one of our goals was to speak Spanish and stay in the target language? I really need your help with that. How can we, you've been saying a lot of things in English. If this is one of your norms, that's one of the ways I get them to buy back in. I'm like, you are so important to this community. And I mean it. Like I say it with my whole heart. I say, you are important. How can I help you to do this, to accomplish this? They usually come right back around because they want to be there. Once you've built a relationship, they usually want to be there. And they don't want to be disrespectful or, hard on you. Yeah. So, oh no, that's my food norms. I had to make food norms in high school because they all want to eat in class and they're growing, which is good. Okay. Oh, here's one. This woman posted one on CI Liftoff. Hers was respect, actively listen, togetherness, positivity, and keep an open mind. So she didn't have anything about target language in there. And so I always like to have that discussion because then they're buying into all of this and you're like, hey, you guys, remember you came up with this. So respect everyone, listen actively, togetherness, positivity. I always talk about these two, like positivity is a big one. Like if a kid is saying something and, they're messing it up, I want them to mess it up. I want it to be ugly. Because they're demonstrating that vulnerability that it takes to learn a language. Like, it's very vulnerable to travel in another place where you don't know the language and you're trying to communicate the best you can. It's so vulnerable. Like, I need a community of positive learners who are like, yeah, like, I don't care how bad you sound. This is awesome. You're trying. So positivity is a big one. And an open mind. That's what hers were. Mine were slightly different, but not really. Oh, mine was be respectful, speak Spanish. Mine was don't eat distracting food. That's for high school because they come in and they're like with their like Cheeto wrappers and things, and I'm like, shh, I can't focus. Like, I'm like, I always like blame myself. I'm like, I can't. Anyway, and then I say participate and have fun. That's my last one. So those are the 4. Be respectful, speak Spanish, no eating distracting food, and participate and have fun. So have fun. So these typically, I've seen a bunch of these lists going around on Facebook, and these are usually like what the students work toward. You can have 3 of these, 4 of these, if you find ways to combine them that like really mirrors what the kids come up with, then go with that. Like if you want, or if you want to just walk in like you do and say, this is what I expect, that's fine too. You know, if you don't want to spend this time, you don't have to. But yeah.
A lot of the schools, and I imagine that you are working after school.
Yes.
The world language, have behavioral lists. that
Totally.
They'll have posted all over the school. And
Yes.
generally, they're like safe, that it's respectful.
Yep.
You know, and so they'll have
Yeah,
a list,
safe.
and you can work with that and enlarge upon it if you want something more than that.
Yes.
But the kids are supposed to be familiar with those.
Yep.
And in each classroom. And it should be the same for each classroom
Totally.
throughout the school.
That's a really good point. You can always rely on the school to help provide those norms. So you don't even have to think about it. Yeah, you can just walk in and be like, I know in your school, these are what you value. These are your values. And I might spend time talking about that. And I always circle back to it when I'm having trouble, because they need those reminders. They might forget, you know.
Well, and immediately after school, they'll think all the rules are off.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You know,
Totally. Exactly.
that was the first thing we had to establish.
Yeah.
Starting our after school program.
Totally. All right, everybody do something for me. Take your right hand and touch your left ear. Take your left hand and touch your right ear, and just rub your ears and take a deep breath. So that's a brain break.
Mm.
So there's 2 schools of thought on brain breaks. Brain breaks are according to some people, brain breaks are when you're crossing the left hemisphere to go to, you know, so your left hand went to your right ear, you know, you're crossing the hemispheres. It can be something like this, like where you're touching your knees, and I'll do this in Spanish. And then breathe, the breathing part, just like for me, if I'm feeling like amped up and like overexcited, like either because it's like we're doing really awesome things or because they're out of control, I'll literally just go, respirate. And it just brings me back and it brings them back. I had one class that I would always do Qigong with them in the beginning. Like they just needed it. They were like after school. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't do something, they're just going to like explode every Wednesday, you know? And I was like, I can't do this. So I have a video on my website of me doing it. It's La Loba Lista on YouTube, which means the wolf that is ready or the wolf that is clever. So La Loba Lista on YouTube, and you can, it's a video of me just like showing, it's a finger massage, like you just, and I say, inhala, exhala. And some kids, they really need this, and it's a great way to get in body part vocabulary. Like I'll be like, okay, clear your third eye, aclara, or was that you would say, aclara tu tercer ojo,
Mhm.
and I go like that, and just wipe away. And so I always make sure to say it's not a religious thing. It's like it's good for your focus. It's good for your mind. I'm a really big fan of meditation and yoga and deep breathing with my students because we all need that, in my opinion, that those reminders, like to just like just breathe. Yeah, I'm taking a French class right now, and the teacher every day, salud. She says, "On respire." Is that right? On respire. Like it's online on Zoom, and there's like 10 adults going. Like, and I love it. It's just so calming, and yeah. Anyway, so and the kids will learn that vocabulary because you repeat it. So brain breaks can either be where you're crossing the hemispheres, you're doing things like this, 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 anything where you're crossing your hemispheres. Or they can be just anything like little hand games. Like I do chocolate, choco. They do it with a partner. So it's breaking. What I love about it, it's a 4-syllable word, chocolate, chocolate. You could do it with anything in any language, and you just break it down. Chocolate. It helps with pronunciation, and it's a good brain break to focus on like one word, right? Like just one word. And then I always tell students this, like when you're traveling and you come upon some kids and you want to interact with them, but you don't remember like how to have a conversation, you can just be like, chocolate, and they'll start doing it with you. Choco, la, choco, te, chocolate, chocolate. And I have them do it really slow at first. And then by the end of the year, they're like, chocolate, right? Like they just get faster and faster. And I'll add in vocabulary like mareada, Desi, right? And mareado, or I'll do mariposa, butterfly. Anything that's 4 syllables, they love this. They love it because it's you do it. You do
Yeah, like
alligator.
Or like Christmas, you could do like Joya Noel.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So you do it slightly differently. Can you show us how you do
I
it?
like couldn't remember how you did it.
Which is fine. You don't have there's like multiple versions, so there's no right way. Perfecto.
This way.
Yeah. If you type in hand games, like hand games in Arabic, hand games in Turkish, hand games in Mandarin, hand games in German, hand games in French or Spanish, you will find a plethora of things like this that are really simple. If I have kids that love hand games, I'll go to a more complex one, like las vocales con la a, daba, daba, da, and then I'm getting the letters in there. I might teach them the alphabet song, and then we'll do like just the vowel song, like with an a, the sound of a. And then it's I have a doll that is made of crystal because the al is at the end, and then I have a doll made of paper, papel, el, and then I have a doll made of do you know what? Con la A, daba, daba, da, tengo una muñeca hecha de cristal, con la E, debe, tengo una muñeca hecha de papel, con la I, dibi, dibi, di, tengo una muñeca hecha de marfil, ivory. It's an older song. Ivory, poor elephants. This makes me sad every time. We spend time grieving over elephants when we say that part. And then the O, con la O, daba, daba, da, tengo una muñeca hecha de cartón, like cardboard. Like me. So weird. It's very surreal. And then the U is the bamboo. So anyway, so it's like that you're getting the sounds like within a context. Our brain likes context. So we're not like computers. we don't just like to memorize vocab. You can certainly do that, but our brains like context. So if I'm, talking about Amy and how she went to Germany, like I'm going to talk about her in Spanish within a greater context of her. And the kids are more likely to remember that because I spoke about someone in their class that is their friend, right? So context is always key. Okay, so any other classroom management things that you've thought of while I've been speaking? Okay, no rush. You do, great.
So a lot of times, I'll listen to the students speak, and then I'll take what they said and just write it. And
Yes.
then I really try for discovery. Like, how could you say that different?
Cool.
How would you fix that?
Cool.
That's close, but it's not quite right. And so if a person can discover their own mistake, they're so much more likely to remember.
Cool.
It's in our memory that if we discover for ourselves something, it's so much stronger than being told, oh, you said that, this is how you say it.
Totally.
So trying to get them to discover, I guess I would call it discovery.
Okay, discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
I don't.
So some people call that circumlocution,
Okay.
like where you would maybe it's slightly different than what you're talking about, but it would be like, this thing, it's and you can't remember what it's called, but you're talking about it. You're like, it's a thing that holds drinks, and they can be hot drinks and cold drinks, and sometimes you may put marbles in it because you don't have any other containers, and you're like trying to remember the word. I'm like sounding ridiculous, but it's basically like, yeah, where you're like talking around the thing, but maybe yours is slightly different because you're like, yeah, it's called circumlocution. So we all do it when we're learning our language to some degree, where you're like little babies are masters of this. They're like, it's I loved it when I would talk to my kids when they were little. I'd be like, what was it? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Can you explain it? And they don't have the word for it. And they're like, there was an animal, and it was brown, and it was big, and I think it said grr, and it had teeth, and they're like, I'm sounding much more coherent than a toddler, but yeah, and I'd be like, oh, was it a bear? And then I show them a picture, was it a bear? And they're like, yes, it's a bear. Like, I knew that word, or I've heard you say it like twice in my life, and I needed to hear it like 500 more times, right? Like, so yeah, it's called circumlocution. It's kind of similar.
And you can use that in games too.
Yes.
With they have images and these are ones I have to guess.
Yeah. Taboo. Have you ever played that game, Taboo?
Mm-hmm.
Taboo is amazing. Like you can have if this is too difficult for your kids, you can give them a 5 objects that they know the words for, and the kid or you have to get up there and describe it and be like, let's say there are 5 stuffed animals, like, an elephant, a giraffe, a seal, a penguin, and a dog. And you're like, okay, this animal, and they see the options here, and hopefully they know the words for them at this point. You're like, this animal is purple, or that's not. Let's say in this case the giraffe is purple. It's purple, and has a long neck, and so you're like saying the word. You're describing a giraffe without saying the word. They love that. Yeah. So circumlocution, if you ever look it up. The one woman who's really good at that, and she's has blog posts about it, is La Maestra Loca. La Maestra Loca is a master at getting she means the crazy teacher, and she's got videos or blog posts talking about how she does circumlocution in her class so that students are empowered, like you said, to speak and discover the language that they know they have, they have in them. They've been with you a while at this point. They've got some, or maybe they've been traveling, and in your in France or Germany or wherever, in Egypt or who knows. Cool.
And then if they don't have
Yes.
a lot of vocabulary or something like that, it can be a lot to do lots of things to make other people guess. They can do charades too and just
Yeah,
nods or, like,
charades.
Mhm.
Charades are
You
great.
just have to make the other guess the words.
Yeah, I'll put that with games, charades. Is that how you spell it? CHARADES. Is that right? Charades. It's French, isn't it?
Yes.
Charade. Okay. Cool. So another thing Amy kind of mentioned that jogged my memory. I love that you do this. Write and discuss is a strategy that is big in the world language world, and it sounds like probably in the ELL world too. So write and discuss would be like, I do this every day. I write with my kids, even if it's just 2 sentences. Even if it's 1 sentence, I don't care. I want them to see. Those visual learners need this. I'm very auditory, but I also need to see the language. Like, I love being able to see French now that I'm learning it, and like know that, like, il n'y a pas de quoi is spelled like how I have it in my head right now. Like, I need that visual to stick. So they say the best writers have seen the language over and over and over again because they've read. So reading is critical, in my opinion. So I always do. I'll just tell you my schedule in a minute. But write and discuss would be basically like, let's say you spent the whole class talking about everybody's interests. Like with the card talk. You had them draw their favorite sport or their favorite activity or their favorite food, whatever it is. And then at the end, you're going to highlight those things you talked about. It's a great review technique and I would be like, okay, so who remembers, it doesn't have to be like a quiz. It doesn't have to feel like a quiz. Anybody's like shouting out. Like, I'd be like, okay, did Maulud was he talking about Morocco, or was that Donna? And you would say, good job, muy bien. Maybe Donna has been to Morocco. Maybe. Oh yeah, it's so delicious. So it would just be, I would write that, and I would try to make the sentence more complex. So I would be like, I would write on the board like, Maulud was talking about Moroccan food in a way that made us all very hungry. I mean, it's a simple sentence, but it's longer than Maulud likes Moroccan food, right? It's like it's got more juice to it. Or I would always, my good friend on the CI Liftoff page, she always says, whenever I'm writing in front of my kids, I'm getting the things from them. I'm saying to myself, how do I make this more interesting, this sentence? So you'd say, was Marie traveling? You would ask them a simple question. Was Marie traveling in Russia, China, or Madagascar? And you would say, China. And then we would write like, Marie was traveling in China where she ate a delicious meal with lots of options to try and things like that. Just make it, again, more complex than what I said to them. So they get to see that, like, how the language can expand. So that's my advice. But again, if you feel daunted by the thing, even if you just write simple sentences like, Hannah likes to dance. That's fine. It's better than nothing. So I always start my schedule with a snack. Let me back up. I wanted to share this with you. A secret. So I have a secreto. They have to know the secret to come in. But it's not a quiz. I have it right here on a card for them. And if they mess it up, no big deal. I'm here for them. I got them. So it's not a quiz. It's like, if they forget, I'm just like, oh yeah, we said, se me olvidó. I forgot. Se me olvidó. And I just like have it on the board, and they're like, even if they butcher it, I say it correctly. I don't make them feel bad about it. I just say, sí, se me olvidó. If they say horrible, doesn't matter. They're hearing it correctly. They're hearing it a million times, not a million, but 10 times as their classmates come in. Se me olvidó. Se me olvidó.
How do they know the secret? I don't
I
understand.
introduce it on the first day.
Okay.
Yep. And then if I need to, I might have that secret for like 3 weeks and move on. When I feel they've mastered it, then I move on. And I try to find ways to incorporate it in the writing, in the games, and everything that I can.
What's an example of a secret?
So I'll do it. It's usually if you look up this online for your target language, so Arabic, German, French, Spanish, Turkish, they're called rejoinders. So if you look up rejoinders, so secrets are rejoinders in my class. A rejoinder is what you're all doing right now. I'm blabbing at you, blah, 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 blah. And some of you are like nodding, or you're going, cool. Wow. Sweet. That's a rejoinder. They keep the conversation going so that you're not talking to a blank wall or a cardboard Kristen. So it would be, it's what you do in everyday in everyday speech with your husband, in your classes, with your coworkers, anybody. So I always do anything that I find interesting. So if se me olvidó is more for like my high schoolers, like I forgot. It's a little long.
Mm.
I'll start with something really easy, like excelente, excellent. Something really simple, like a cognate usually. C'est magnifique is perfect, a good one to start with in French. Na klar in German. That means es obvio. Na klar. What else? I don't know any in Arabic or Turkish. I'm sorry.
So then if they guess the secret, did they whisper the secret to you?
Oh, it's not a guessing game. I tell them what it is. I this is how I set it up. So on the first day, I'll go, guys, maybe even in English, like, this is a secret club. You were chosen for your brilliance, your talent, your capabilities, and now you are about to learn the secret that no one else can know. And I make a big deal about it, and I'll be like, you can't even tell your parents, they all do, of course. But or I'll write it in the email. The secret password is, and then they're like, you told mom and dad the password. So, and so then I'll tell them the secret password, and then I'll be, again, really dramatic about it. And then I'll say, if anyone tries to come in, they have to say it, or we cannot let them in. And so then later, inevitably, the janitor comes in, and he's like, can I just come in for a minute? And I'm like, stop. And I'll whisper to him, like, just play along. Or I'll tell them ahead of time. Like, a lot of the people at Longfellow know that I do this, and they're not as taken back anymore. But and I'll say, okay, do you know our secret password? And they'll be like, no, I don't. And then I teach it to them. So it's not as fun as you may think, but I like drum it up, really big. And then the kids are like, but they'll always say, when a teacher tries to sneak in to do something, they'll be like, she didn't say the password. And then it's another opportunity for them to hear it. And that's really the goal, is for that repetition to be like, make it feel novel and exciting a little bit. So yeah, I always start with a secreto. They come in, they say it every week. And then again, I'll switch it when I feel like they're done knowing they know that one, right? They've seen it written. They've heard it, over 100 times.
And it's always a word that you would say, like, fantástico,
Yep.
or claro, or
Yeah.
obvio,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or genial. That's
Exacto.
what they say in Spain all the time. Genial.
Genial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Que chévere.
Que chévere.
Is a good one. Yeah. There's like a whole list. If you look up rejoinders, there's a
Okay.
whole list of them. They have them in every language. I've seen them, for sure. So I have a secret. Then they come and sit for a snack. So they come and sit for a snack. And as they're sitting, I speak to them in Spanish about the snack. Like, if there are two choices, I'll be like, ¿quieres chocolate o quieres fruta de goma? Do you want chocolate or a fruit snack? And I'll keep repeating that. And by the end of the year, they know how to say both of those things, or they know how to say, orange, because they've heard me say it every week. And they have to, I don't usually like make them speak Spanish, but this is one of the times where like I know I'm going to be repeating it a million times, and so I'll help them. And it's not a quiz; it's me supporting them in the process. So they'll sit for a snack. They have to say what they want, and then I'll either play a video, like from Senor Wooly, but Spanish we're really lucky. There's a lot of good options. French. Alice Ayel. Have you seen her videos? Oh, she's amazing. Alice Ayel. She does French movies, French film, short French videos. She illustrates a story while she's speaking, and all in like very slow, beautiful French. It's very calming, and then we'll talk about it. I'm like, c'est une girafe. Am I saying that right? C'est une girafe, un éléphant. Whatever, and answer the questions based on that. And I always have them answer chorally, like out loud and blurt things out because I want them to be like excited. If it becomes a problem, you'll have to institute the hand raising. Alice Ayel, is that what you're looking for?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Alice Ayel. They are, I'm sure if you look up some in Turkish and German and Arabic, I'm sure there are people that do this too, but these are the two. And there's one in Spanish too, Dreaming Spanish. Have you heard? He's awesome. Dreaming Spanish is great. These are all YouTube channels. Dreaming Spanish is a really cute guy who's living in like Barcelona, I think, and he'll be like all in Spanish, like, let's go see what's in my fridge. And he goes to his fridge and he's like, hay yogurt, there's yogurt. And he like shows the camera and it's like, or he'll be like, he'll talk about a festival like in Spain, a Spanish festival, or, maybe he'll explain what Day of the Dead is, or maybe, and he speaks very slowly, very, very measured Spanish, Spain Spanish, but it's really cool. The kids like it because he's like, he makes it really clear. It's really easy to understand. I'm sure there's some in Mandarin. Actually, I think I know someone who does it. I can't think of it. I'll get back to you. But yeah, there's a lot of options of teachers doing these things, speaking really slowly. So I'll do a video. So they have the secret. They sit for a snack.
You usually put an instructional video like that, or do you ever?
No, I'll do a song.
Yeah.
I'll read them a book.
Yeah.
I'll do something that I think they're going to be interested in. It can be, if I know they liked the book last time, I might read it again if they liked it, If it's a video that they liked, I never hesitate to show it again. It's less for my brain to remember, and it's good for their brains to have repetition. So I'll do a video or a song or a book. And usually for me, this is a time, like after I've served them the snack, it's a time for me to go, if I have the video on, it's a time for me to go, okay, what am I doing? They're here. Or I might need to make a call and go, where's little Melissa? She's not here today. Like, is she okay? Did she get on the bus? Did she forget to come to Spanish? Did she forget she had German today? Whatever. Like, I need to check in and make sure I know where Susie is that time. Or you can have your volunteer, if you have a volunteer, do that. But it's a moment for me to either check in with my volunteer, a moment for me to check in with myself and say, okay, what are we doing? Because inevitably, like I always have a plan for the day, but I might have a kid who comes in and they're like, remember last week we played, Simon Says, and I just loved it so much and I want to do it. Then I'll switch things because I want to hear what they like and I want to repeat what they like. If I have, most of the class who's like groaning and they're like, then we'll vote maybe, I don't know. But, yeah, and when I play Simon Says a little differently than some of you might, I don't know. But nobody is out in my game. I don't like getting kids out. I want them to be as included as possible. So if we're playing Simon Says or Profe Dice, teacher says, Profe Dice, toca la cabeza. So do it with me. Profe, toca la cabeza. Profe, toca el codo. Profe, toca el antebrazo. Profe, toca la nariz. Profe, toque el frente. Toca la barriga. Okay, so if you just did it, you would just come up and try to trick the rest of the class. So instead of being like out and like sulking in the corner, I want them to be like, okay, you get to trick them with me. Are you ready? And so then it's easy for them. They just come up and they just do what I do. They don't have to think. They're just like, oh, I'm tricking them, like they love it. So that's the way I play it. So I do the secret, I do a snack, I do a video song or a book. Sometimes I'll find an audio book on YouTube. So I have a moment to think and go, again, where's little Susie or whatever. And then I'll get them up and we play a game. We'll play a game, maybe 2. Or I will do this card talk activity. So I'll either do a game or like the card talk activity. And depending on the game, we can play 2, sometimes 3, sometimes just 1. So I'll do game or card talk. Pretty much these are like my go-tos. And then I'll always spend time at the last, I'll stop 15 minutes early or maybe 10 minutes early and do writing on the board. So, okay, mis amigos, conmigo, with me, conmigo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Toca la cabeza, toca la barriga, toca la nariz. Okay, cool. So that was again another brain break. So some of you started yawning. So you gotta move. We're just like them. We need to move. So yeah, so I do a secret, I do the snack, I do the video song book, then I'll do a game or a movement activity usually. I'll do card talk. Then again, I write and discuss. I review. I'll say, okay, let's say we play a game called, it's my favorite game, Kitty Wants a Taco. Has anyone ever heard of that one? It's in theater world, they call it Kitty Wants a Corner. Has anyone heard Kitty Wants a Corner?
No.
So basically you have them sit in a circle. I have a video on this website that you can see, I think, and I can share it with you. So Kitty Wants a Taco is what I call it. I'll just write Kitty for now. So they all sit in a circle with a chair, if you have chairs, hopefully. And I always start in the middle. And I say, I am the kitty over and over in Spanish. Soy la gatita, and I sing it. And then my seat is empty. And so the point is they're supposed to be really sneaky, but like kindergartners, first graders, they really struggle with this. So sometimes you have to stop and be like, okay, remember the point is to be really sneaky and quiet, so, and I'll model that all in Spanish. I'll be like, do you walk like this? And they're like, no. I'm like, see, and I model what they should be doing. And then, so anyway, so I go up to whoever in the circle I want to, because I'm the kitty. And I might say, Emma, ¿quieres un taco? Do you want a taco? And I have to be this close to Emma. I need to be able to touch her if I'm not like that. That's too close. But bubble distance, personal space distance. And then I say, do you want a taco? Again, all in Spanish. And then she can either say yes, see? She automatically becomes the kitty if she says yes. If she says no, she says, ask Marie. Pregunta a Marie. And so so then I would go over to Marie and say, do you want a taco? ¿Quieres un taco? And you would say, sí or no. Meanwhile, while I'm close to her, looking at her, there's a possibility that Amy has stolen my chair, and that's fine. That's what she should be doing. So she sneaks around and she sits down really quietly. And if I don't notice her, she's fine. But if I do, I say, oh, te vi, I saw you. And then she becomes the kitty. Does that make sense? If you see it on a video, it's called Kitty Wants a Corner or Kitty Wants a Taco. They play this for hours and they beg for this game. It's And it's a great way to repeat vocabulary. And then once they get the kitty vocabulary down in Spanish, I move on to saying like, okay, Christina, what's your favorite animal? And when she's the kitty, and I'll be like, okay, you are an aardvark. Awesome. And sometimes I have to look those up, and that's okay. So I model that for them too. I show them that I am not perfect and I don't know everything all the time, because I don't want them thinking that I'm some goddess like who knows everything. So I model it, and then I'll say, like, okay, we'll sing, I am an aardvark, I am an aardvark when she becomes, and then like let's say when it's Lynn's turn, she'll be like, what's your favorite animal? A panda. Oh, I was gonna say that, but I was like, maybe not. Okay, so she would be like, I am a panda. I am a panda, and so she's getting that vocabulary. If you want to switch it, you could be like, once they get that and it feels boring to them, you can be like, you have them say, you are a panda, you are a panda, and you denote that switch to them. See?
So I don't. So do you have it where like you're asking them curiosity taco? Can you like turn around while they're switching, or does it have
Good
to be
point.
like once they say like demande or whatever, like ask so and so else that if they turn around and someone's moving, that's how they catch them? Or because I've had kids who are like every 2
Yes,
seconds.
some kids are literally like paranoid and they're like looking around because they want to catch you. I let them do it.
Oh, okay.
If it becomes like highly distracting and you're like, you're not looking at your person, like you want, I sometimes will tell them like, you want to model good speaking. Like if I'm speaking to Amy, I'm not going to be like, Amy, do you want a taco? Like that's just weird. Like, so I'll sometimes pause if they are doing that and be like, remember, like good eye contact is really important when you're speaking to people, like so that they get that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with it personally.
Okay.
Maybe you're not. I don't, and that's fine.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions about? We could play that if you want. It's super fun. It's so fun. Cool. And then I literally just write up whatever we did. If we played Kitty Wants a Taco, we'll be like, who was a taco first? Who wanted a taco first, or who was the kitty first, or who was the panda? Like whatever. And then I literally write that up. Like today, again, more complex, more interesting sentences when I write it. And they can either, like some kids are going to be like, I want to write with you. I let them write with me. Some people are very against that. If they can stay focused, I'll write one sentence without anybody else writing it with me. And then maybe we act it out. And then we sit down and we write another sentence, and then we act it out, and then we sit down. So my goal every class is to get 3 to 4 sentences. But in the beginning of the year, you have to build their stamina for that. They're the kindergartners, first graders. They've been sitting all day possibly, and they're like taxed, done. So it's hard for them to sit. But I always do a write and discuss every day, even if it's just like, in our beautiful class, we have Frederique, and we have Lynn, and we have Christina, and Michelle, and da-da-da. I'm just naming everybody. Like, even if it's just that, so they feel heard and seen and understood a little bit, that's fine. Like, or I might, if they pick nicknames, I might be like, oh, what was Donna's nickname? Do you remember? And we'll write, Donna has a nickname. Her nickname is, butterfly or something. I don't know. So, and that's literally like, that takes up the whole time. And I always, if I have time, I'll play a quick little game. Like I do, this is one of my favorites. It's kind of like London Bridges. Do you guys know what London Bridge is? Mm-hmm. It's like, what is it called? La Víbora de la Mar. Do you know this one? Mm-hmm. It goes, it's great. They'll play this for hours too. So 2 kids hold a bridge, and everybody else makes a line. Mm-hmm. And everybody that's in a line is the snake, La Víbora, the viper, or La Víbora, and they go under the bridge. So you have to be careful because I've had kids that have gotten hurt. Like the bridge comes down too fast. It can be really dangerous. So I model that. I'm like, do not hurt each other, go slow, right? So I'm like, the song goes, a la víbora, víbora de la mar, Por aquí pueden pasar
Del
los de
mar?
adelante. Sí, yeah, de la mar.
De la mar?
See, that's how they say it.
That's weird.
I know, isn't it? I thought so too.
Hmm.
I know, right? I don't know.
You did the bridge.
Okay.
I know it's on Calico Spanish. Do you know that one?
No.
They sing
I'll
songs.
find it.
A la víbora, víbora, de la mar. Yeah, they do de la mar.
De la mar.
And I'm like, is del mar? What? Like, yeah,
Del mar.
right? I don't know.
And
Yeah, we're having a conflict because, not conflict, but because grammatically it doesn't make sense. But maybe it's like a spacing thing in the song. I don't know. Somebody
Maybe
asked me that, and I was like,
because-
maybe mar is feminine in some places. I don't know.
Because
She did a bridge, but it's different.
I don't think I did this one. I don't know this one.
This one is they walk through the bridge, and then at the end, tras 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 tras, the bridge slowly comes down, and usually one kid is trapped, and they join the bridge. Whoever got trapped just joins the bridge, and then the snake gets smaller and smaller, and the bridge gets longer and longer.
Calico is where you got it? The big
Calico, yeah, Calico. Yeah, so Donna, that's another good
Calico.
one. Calico Spanish is really good. They have a lot of like things like that, little songs and videos. Cool. Any other questions? Has anyone thought of any go-to classroom management things that you
Yes.
like to
When
use?
you
Yeah.
write a lot of things on the board, then at the end, I think it would be good to write it for yourself, and then the next time they can
Totally.
find the same words. And even I'd like to make tags,
Yes.
some tags, so you can use them each time.
Yes.
And
Totally.
you can
I'll use-
print some interesting words and plastify them. or-
Yeah.
So
Laminate.
you use them each time, and they recognize each time some
That's cool.
important words like bonjour or.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Because if you just erase or delete everything each time, it's difficult for them maybe to remember these
Totally.
words.
Totally. Yeah, that's what I use Card Talk for a lot. Like I'll have them write their name on the card on the first day, and maybe have them pick a Spanish nickname, like butterfly mariposa, or so then they always have on that card their name, like with the nickname. Or I'll always have them like write, if they wrote down their favorite food, I'll have them write their favorite food, so that, and then I keep all of those things so that they don't lose them.
Yes, you have to keep.
Yeah, that's a great point. That it's good to keep those things for sure. And laminating them is awesome. Yeah. Did you have something you want to say?
I had a question because
Yeah.
I've been doing this with my ballet classes, but I don't know because like I know them and I know that they like won't freak out. Like I like having a leader of the day, and they do that in French class. Like they're the chef du jour, like the leader of the day, and they get to like carry the flag to class, and they get to like be
Aw,
a helper or
I
whatever.
love that.
And then at the end, they get to like have a special sticker like next to their name or something.
Oh, cute.
But I started doing it in my ballet class where I'm like, okay, like the chef du jour used to be like totally random, but then I was like, well, maybe it's just like someone who like extra special notice, or like my weird little stuffed animal friend helper extra special notices, like has done a really good job like listening, and like a really good job like like following what did you call them, the norms.
Yeah, the norms. Yeah.
I don't call those norms. But then I'm like, I don't know if some of them will be like, I did a really good job listening. Like, why am I not chosen? And like, I like make it really clear
Yes.
to my dancers, like, like you all did such a good job today. Like, you all deserve to be the leader of the day next week. But like, Helen noticed that like this person was like really good, and she really
Yeah.
liked how they did this. But I don't know if that's like
I think that's great.
shame. Like, I don't want to like
Yeah.
make anyone feel bad.
No, I mean they know that their turn is coming. I think that's fine.
And I make it really clear, like everyone will get a chance.
Yeah.
like, all get to be, but they like are so excited when they're
Yes.
the leader of the day. It's like,
That's a
it's
big
cool
deal.
to like empower them, and like I always choose someone who's like been in a class before to like be the first one, and they kind of like know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that one way to maybe like
Yeah.
avoid that is to narrate this term called narrate the positive. So if you want everyone sitting down, you would say in the target language, like siéntense, like sit down, siéntense. And then everybody's sitting down, and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, everyone, look at Lynn. I really like how Lynn is sitting. Look at how beautifully she is sitting. Wow. Or I might say, gosh, Malud was the first person to sit down today. Wow, Malud. And I'm like constantly narrating the positive things they're doing. It's going to help those kids that are like in la la land, like the ceiling tiles are white. And they're like thinking about their own, what they're going to build with their Legos when they get home or something, and they're like not with you at all. Then they're like, wait, oh, what happened? Miss Hannah said, sit down. Oh, well, I heard, is that what she said? I don't know. Oh, but then she told Miss Lynn that she's sitting beautifully. And then she told Malud that he was the first one. And, oh, I better sit down. Right? So narrating the positive is really important to build that, like to help those kids who need those extra reminders, and to boost the ones that are doing the expected. Like, wow, Amy sat down so quickly, and oh my goodness, I can tell Christina is ready to listen, and gosh, Emma has her eyes on me, and oh goodness, Frederique is ready to go. Whatever, like whatever it is, like they want to hear their name, they want to hear that they're with you, and you're seeing that they're with you. Like they need that. So that might be one way to do it. Yeah, I got that from John Cowart. He's an amazing classroom management guy. Narrating the positive. Another thing you could do, real quick, sorry, before I forget, is at the beginning of class, if you know you're going to do like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and you want them to walk away being able to say that vocab, let's just say, you would say, by the end of class, like you would make this announcement in English. By the end of class, you will be able to say the body parts in Spanish. And then when they leave class, they'll be like, hey, Mom, today I was able to learn. And they'll be able to vocalize it, or they'll be able to go, wait, yeah, I actually can, because we literally played it like 20 times, or whatever it is. And so I'll say, by the end of class, you'll be able to say hello and goodbye. By the end of class, you will know what everyone in this room likes to play with. By the end of today, you will know how to say the secret. Whatever it is, like give them those in the beginning of class. If you say what you will accomplish, it will when they leave, you can just do a quick reminder of like, remember today we focused, like as they're walking out the door to mom and dad, you're like, today, so mom and dad can hear you too. It always helps, or the babysitter. Like, today we worked on the secret. They know how to say the secret. One thing, like easy. Yeah, you had something you wanted to say. And then Emma.
I just wanted to share that I've been using, like every time you have transition time, instead of using your words, you sing. So you create a transition song.
I love that.
Like
Transition
now, if
songs.
everybody's doing it again, everybody's in chaotic in the classroom. But this is the time I want them to sit in a circle, so I just sing the song.
Yes.
Like everybody sit down, but sing it in your language.
I love it.
So the人坐下，坐下，坐下. Because this is what I noticed, they will listen better when you sing, because everybody just silence.
Yeah.
And then they will listen. Okay, so every time you sing the song, and then they know this song, when teachers sing the song, everybody has to come.
Totally.
And
That's
then they
great.
will actually remember the song. This helps better, but this works better with the younger one,
Mm-hmm.
like preschool all the way to K3. I noticed K4 and K5, they just look at you like, you're weird, and we're still gonna keep talking. So with the older one, you can create something quick and faster. So the way I've been doing is when I say 1, 2, 3, they have to say 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then once you learn to the 10, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. So they will stop, and then because they need to think, okay, how do you say 4 again? 1, 2, 3, 4. So by this time, everybody already have the eyes on you.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those are great transitions. Yeah, transitions are when you can lose them. So that's a great time to use a song for
It's
sure,
better
or
to
a
use
counting
song
thing.
than your words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. Any Emma, you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah. Do you write like I can statements on the board, or is that like too formal?
You can. Oh yeah. I have never done that, but I always say it verbally.
Yeah.
But you can like if it'll help you remember and it'll help the kid. If you know you have a
just, like always have a kid read it we'd ask for un volontaire, and then they'd go up and they'd read it for the class, and
Sweet.
then at the end of the class you'd be like, we need another one, or the team, and that was kind of like
Yeah.
and then they'd have to read it too.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a great idea. Yeah, writing the I can statements. Yeah. Because they want to walk away going like, wow, I do know something, and then you can always put that in your email too. Like last week we worked on blah, 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 like their I can statement was this, right? I can statement. And I love that too, because it helps us to remember to like go slow and narrow it down, because they're, you want them to leave feeling confident and empowered, rather than like, oh, she just talked to me in German for like an hour and I have no idea what happened, right? Like, not that would happen. I'm sure that will not happen. But it's like kids sometimes will feel overwhelmed if we don't like narrow it down for them. So that's brilliant. Yeah, I like that, writing it down. Do you guys want to humor me and play a game for the last 5 minutes?
Yeah.
We should play Kitty Wants a Taco because it's just so fun. Yeah, my high schoolers love this. I don't know. It's super fun. I love it. Everybody likes it. So let's, if we can, form a big circle with chairs in the middle, and the chairs need to be really close as possible. So everybody needs a chair, if you can. Perfected. Just stay here. Mind if I move? Okay, we will miss you. I don't want to miss you. And stay in touch if you ever have any issues. Like, that's my job. To make sure you guys feel supported and know that you're not alone. That one won't work, sadly.
Yeah.
But you could probably use Emma's. You can use Emma's. That one we can't use, Malud. It's too narrow. It's too private. Sorry. We could use the couch. Solid. Let's use the couch. Let's use the couch. Okay, so we'll use that. Everything needs to be carefully. So how many do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right. We don't need that one actually. I don't think. But I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 1, 2, 3. We're good. All right, everybody grab a seat. So do you guys want to play in English or Spanish? Spanish? Okay. So again, I'm saying I am the kitty, and Frederica can join if she wants, whenever you want. No pressure. I'm gonna just put it here. If you're on, are you okay with being on film? You're public YouTube. Okay. Live. So there's like no one watching. That's all right. Okay. I'm like I could geek out on this all day. But, all right. So soy la gatita. I'm the kitty. Soy la gatita, and I get everyone to sing with me. Soy la gatita, soy la gatita, soy la gatita. ¿Quieres un taco? No. Okay, pregunta.
Pregunta a Michelle.
Michelle, okay. Bien, nadie se movió. Okay, ¿quieres un taco? Sí. Oh, muy bien, tú eres la gatita, chócala. Muy bien, chócala. Oh, muy bien. Okay, so you may not, I don't let them move when you're establishing a new kitty, because it's just too confusing, and they'll be like, trying to move around, and then you're like, I saw you, like, what are you doing? So it's too confusing. So, soy la gatita, soy la gatita, soy la gatita, soy la gatita.
¿Quieres un taco?
No.
No? Okay, and then I just...
And I pick someone.
No.
¿Se pregunta?
Pregunta, ¿verdad?
Sí.
De you pregunta,
Pregunta.
de you
Ask.
Okay. Soy la gatita, soy la gatita. ¿Cuántas veces lo digo? Pues soy la gatita.
I just
soy
do
la
3 in the beginning, and then you don't have to say it again. But it's up to you.
gatita. Okay. ¿Quieres un taco? No. No, me voy a seguir. Ay, pero nací, coño.
So go home and Mommy, I learned coño.
No, you know, my girls would say that coño, they stopped it already, but I was so embarrassed when they would say coño, but it's very cute.
I love it.
Anyway, I'm tired this morning.
Oh, it's okay, you're all good. Okay, so then Marie says, tells you when to go.
Soy la gatita, soy la gatita, soy la gatita. Emi, ¿quieres un taco?
So ideally, just to interrupt real quick, while she's thinking of someone to like pick on, she might be looking at like the squirrely kid who's like in the middle of moving. Be like, Kristen, you know, because I'm in the middle of moving and you want to get me out, like you want to get me to become the kitty. So we should all be moving more. I know it's hard. And it's a Saturday morning. Yeah. You got this. Okay. So pregunta a.
¿Cómo te llamas? Mulutz. Soy la gatita, soy la gatita, soy la gatita. Marut.
So did you see her move?
Sí.
So
And
you
so
would-
what am I supposed
You
to
would
do?
say Devi. I saw
Oh,
you.
Devi.
Devi, I saw
And
you.
what happens when
And then she becomes a kitty.
Oh, so I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to see.
So you
That's
gotta
all.
be
So
sneaky. That's what's hard for
Ay, qué
many
bobada
of us.
soy.
Yeah.
Ah, entiendo.
You're learning. It's okay.
Yeah.
Konuşacağım.
you're
Tamam. Türkçe. Kediyim, 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 kediyim,
Does that mean I am a kitty? Okay.
Kediyim.
Kediyim.
Kediyim. Topu ister misin? Hayır. Evet. Hayır. Hayır.
And then you have to tell her where to go. Tell her where to go.
Yeah. You can say it in English. Where to go? Ask.
I'm not gonna tell you.
So you'll do it in Spanish. Okay. Kediyim, 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 kediyim. Topu ister misin?
Hayır. Ask.
Lane.
Ling. Ling. I don't know how to speak Chinese. But
That's
do
okay.
you want to taco?
How?
Yes.
How?
Ha. Okay. She wants one.
Okay, so I'm the kitty.
Yep. How do you say I am the kitty in?
我是猫，我是小猫，我是小猫。Yeah, 我是小猫。Okay. 我是小猫，我是小猫，我是小猫，我是小猫，我是小猫。你要 taco 吗？要不要？要不要？
不要。
不要。
And tell her where to go.
Huh?
She's got to tell you where to go.
Ask.
我是小猫，我是小猫，我是小猫，我是小猫。你要 taco 吗？要不要？哈。要不要？要 OK 要。
So you're the kitty. Je suis un chat.
Je suis un chat, je suis un chat, je suis un chat, je suis un chat. Je suis un chat, je suis un chat, je suis un chat, je suis un chat, je suis un chat.
Voulez-vous Anna, veux-tu un taco?
No, merci.
Oh, you should do things in your language. You don't need to do a taco. You can do like pan or like, yeah, baguette or
Veux-tu un croissant?
croissant.
Neno, demandez à Michel.
Michel, veux-tu un croissant?
Non.
Oui ou non? Non.
No.
Elle a dit non.
Pregunta a Kristen.
Oh,
Christine, veux-tu un croissant?
How do you say ask? Demander? Demande à Maloud.
Maloud, veux-tu un croissant? Oui ou non? Oui. Tu es le chat.
Well, you say I am a cat in
It's in Arabic.
yes, in Arabic.
Ana cat. Ana cat. It's like cat. Ana cat.
Ana cat.
Mary. تريدين tacos? نعم. نعم. لا.
And then you have to tell them where to go. So how do you say
اسأل. اسأل. It's ask. اسأل.
Isal Michel or Michel?
Isal is to ask.
Yes. Ask.
Ask. Isal.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Michelle. تريدين tacos?
Julidina.
تريدين. Do you want? تريدين tacos?
Julidina.
Yes. Tacos? نعم. لا. نعم.
we're all focused on the language that we're not like.
Yeah.
Nan.
نعم.
Nan.
Okay, so I want you all to start like paying attention to people who are moving around
Oh yeah.
and try to get them out.
Okay.
Okay, so
So I like doing it in everybody's target language. You should
It's so
sing into
fun.
all your classes.
right?
Yeah,
We should all
yeah.
come observe each
Yeah,
other for
yeah.
sure. We'll learn things.
Even if I only learn a few words.
Yeah, totally.
Now, yeah. Yeah, but more of this game, then you learn more what that word is. 'Cause now I
Exactly.
kinda forgot, but if you're doing it,
Yeah.
I'll remember Julidin La and
تريدين. Do you want?
Julidin.
تريدين tacos?
Tacos, sí, bueno, tacos.
Yes, tacos.
Sí.
And you could do something from Morocco, like a
Yeah.
food, traditional food from Morocco, to bring in the culture.
So-
Or even do like a fruit, something.
A
with
fruit, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
yummy.
Or we can change it, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
No, this
Any animal, any-
Chicken might be good.
Pollo.
Yeah.
Switch it up. Buenísimo.
Oh, so
Another-
many options.
Buenísimo is another word too.
Buenísimo, rejoinder.
Rejoinder. Buenísimo.
Buenísimo, I love it.
Kiri quiere una empanada. Kiri quiere una empanada.
Ooh.
Kiri quiere una empanada. Kiri quiere una empanada. Kiri quiere una empanada. ¿Quieres una empanada? Empanada.
No.
No.
Pregunta a Lynn.
¿Quieren una empanada? ¿Quieren una empanada? O Lynn. How can I say Lynn? Can I say Lynn quiere una empanada? Can I say
Yeah,
Lynn
do
quiere
it.
una empanada?
It's
Lynn
your
quiere
game
una empanada. Empanada is I guess I would talk about it before, but I saw you, but it was. And empanada.
The
is-
kids totally do that.
Yeah, yeah. In front of you, and they're like.
You're like, I totally see you.
And empanada is it's kind of like a meat patty, you know, like a little, but it's made with like dough, you know, some type of dough. Like you can have like a spinach pie, similar to spinach pie, but it's just presented differently. The dough is closed completely, and the meat or guava or cheese or chicken can be inside, you know. Yeah. No.
No.
Okay. Empanada. Okay. And then you say
Ask.
pregunta.
Pregunta a Kristen.
Kristen. Kristen quiere una empanada. Kristen quiere una
Sí, quiero una
empanada.
empanada.
Quiere una
Sí,
empanada.
gracias.
I have a question.
So yeah, listen, I don't want to hold you guys up, but yeah, we'll
Just a question.
Oh,
As she did not see that we moved.
yes.
Yeah.
So, what happens? Because we could say, oh, you did not see, or.
You can change it however you want, but I like to keep it simple for my classes just because it's kind of a weird game. Like there's a lot of little nuances to it, so they like they tend to like want to break all the rules if you, but but you could totally like have them say like you do in Bob Noiseau, you know, yeah, like she does this cute game where you pass the bird around and then when it pops up, they're like, I saw the bird or whatever, like they hold it. I
And
saw
in
the
the middle, like you do it behind their back, and then they hide it, and the person's like, "Ooh, who has it?"
Yeah, you could totally bring something like that in where like, you know, I saw Christina move, or you know, Joby, Christina, whatever, like I saw her move or whatever. It's up to you. Like it's like whatever you want it to be. You could use, you know, dumplings. You could use the food. You could go down the rabbit hole. Really, it's just fun because they like it because they're like sneaking around, and it makes it feel novel to their brains because of the sneaking, because you're changing the vocabulary like based on what you think they need. They love it. So
should we keep it? I guess Kitty or
I mean, I would keep it.
Paco or
I would
Pablo
keep it for a while, like
Keep it.
very very tight,
Yeah.
and then branch out when you think they're ready.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, you could be like, you know,
So they learn.
when the kitty's in the middle, you say, you are the kitty. Tú eres la gatita, or tú eres el gatito. Like, you are the kitty. Or you could say, you know, yeah, there's so many, I'm sure you can come up with way more variations. And then really, do you guys, if anyone needs to go, feel free to leave. You're not being rude. But I have one quick game that I always play with my students. This one is really fun. It's like super simple. So bring your chairs just a little closer if you can. So they're like almost touching. If you can, did you see this one? Never good. I don't even know if it has a name. One of my students taught it to me. So I would get up and be in the middle. And I would say, like, as the teacher, I would say, okay, everybody go. It's a good way to teach right, left, or a good way to teach, like, everybody jump to the left, or everybody, you know, move to your right. Those, like, contextualized phrases. So all you do is say, like, I would say, everybody would have to move very quickly, so you guys got to move. So everybody would start moving really fast to the left if I tell you to go to the left. So everybody start moving. So everybody in a circle. So you're all sitting. You have to sit.
Okay.
And then you're moving. Ready to move. So everybody move one to the left.
So sorry.
Rápido. It's gotta be fast. Rápido. You keep moving. Keep moving. My job in the middle is to literally try to break in. Okay, so since we were all going to the left, since like I'm not picking on you, I swear. She would be in the middle now because I stole her seat because we were all moving to the left. So it's a really simple game, but I would repeat it over and over again, like izquierda. So they get left. And then once I know they have left, I'll be like, move to left, muévete a la izquierda. Or jump to the left, salta a la izquierda. And then they're literally just breaking into the circle. It's super simple, but they love it. It can get violent, so you have to like model that. Like, do not push, do not jump, do not shove. You know, if one kid shoves, I call it done. Like I don't mess around with it. But if they can play, like I played it with my high schoolers, and they were all pretty respectful. And they, you know, if you model it, they're fine. But anyway, that's it. So yeah, we're gonna be doing these once a month. And if any of you want to like take over a Saturday and like do it even for an hour, or Wednesday night for an hour, those are the 2 times we have open right now. We would love to get your ideas in here. I don't want myself to be the only one training people because my focus is different than yours. So I wanted to get more ideas out there. So yeah, if you ever want to do a training, fill out that form I sent you on Google, and I'm going to try to organize. I think our next one is going to be with Hannah Meeks I'm going to do one more in October, and then the next one will be with Hannah Meeks in November. And I'll be reaching out. I know you said you wanted to do one, and Li-Zhang said she wants to do one, and you said you want to do one. I haven't looked at it recently. So you said you wanted to do one too. Yeah. So I want to get like as many ideas out there because we're all different, and we can all learn from each other. So yay. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was so fun hanging out with you. Adios. So are you